God bless everyone. God bless sir. My name is Glenn Babanto. I will discuss the significant culminating performance tasks and success indicators. So tasks calculate the mean, median, and mode of test score from a given set of test scores. So the success indicators from own and actual set of a test data and compute at least two measure of central tendency in two ways. So, a task is write a general statement of interpretation from computed mean, median, and mode of a test data and the relationship of the three measure and shape the skewness of the test distribution of score. The success indicators give at least three interpretation statement of your own test word output aligned with the assessment objective. So that task identify the level of measurement for a given variable. The success indicators explain in the statement or two the level of measurement that applies variable measurement by your own test data. What are the measures of tendency? It is tendency are statistical values that give an indication of the center or average or a set of data. The tendency or central tendency of a set of data is represented by statistical values that provide insight into its central or average position. The main measure of central tendency include the mean, median, and mode. Mean. This is the most preferred measure of central tendency for use with test scores, also referred to as the arithmetic mean. That is x equals to capital X over n, where x equals the mean and capital X is equal to the sum of the score and n equals the number of score in the set. Consider again the test scores of students given in a table, which is the same set of test score used in the previous lesson. So this is the table of score of 100 college students in a final examination. So the mean is the sum of all the scores from 53 down to the last score, which is 35. So that is x is equal to capital X over n equals to 53 plus 36 plus 57 plus 60 plus 49 plus 35. Median is the value that divides the rank score into halves, or the middle value of the rank score. If the number of score is odd, then there is only one middle value that gives the median. If the number of score is even, the median is typically calculated as the average of the two middle values. The median is a measure of central tendency that provides insight into the middle position of a data set. Applying the formula, you need a column for cumulative frequency. This is now shown on the 50 column for data. So summing of this step as indicated in the formula. So median equals to 44.5 plus quantity 100 over 2 minus 44 over 18. So equals 44.5 plus 5 100 divided 2 equals 50 minus 44 equals 6 over 18. So 44.5 plus 5 times 6 over 18 equals to 46.17. Mood is the easiest measure of central tendency to obtain. It is the score or value with the highest frequency in the set of score. The measure of central tendency you are referring to is the mood. It's obtained by identifying the score or value that appears most frequently in a given set of data. Simply put, the mode is the easiest to find because it's the value that occurs most often.
God bless, sir. I'm Reynalyn Morante for the next reporter. With our mean, median, and mode appropriately used to appreciate comparison of three measures of central tendency, brief background of level of measurement is important. So, mean is used when you want to find the average value of a set of a number. It is sensitive to extreme values, while median is used when you want to find the middle value in a dataset. It's least affected by extreme values and is suitable for squid distribution. And then mode is used when you want to identify the most frequency occurring value. It's helpful for categorical data and can be used with numerical data as well. Of measurement. There are four levels of measurements that apply of the treatment of test data. First, nominal level of measurement, ordinal level of measurement, interval level of measurement, and ratio scale. Nominal level of measurement is the number is used for a labeling or identification purposes only. Second is ordinal level of measurement or characteristics. Uh, Ordinal level, also like an academic award, there is made on the basis of an order for performance like first honor, second honor, third honor, and so on. Third is interval level of measurement, which has the properties of both a nominal and ordinal scales, is attained when the values can be described the magnitude of the difference between groups or when the intervals between the numbers are equal, which has the properties of both the nominal and ordinal scale, is attained when the values or when the interval between the numbers are equal. Ratio scale is the highest level of measurement. It carries the properties of the nominal, ordinal, and interval scales. It also an additional advantage is the presence of a true 0 point. Next, how do measures of central tendency determine skewness? Measures of central tendency, such as the mean, median, and mode, provide insights into the distribution of data. Skewness is a measure of the asymmetry of a distribution. If the mean is greater than the median, the distribution is raised squared. If the mean is less than the median, the distribution is slipped squared.
God bless her. I'm Arasi Untay. I'm the next reporter. Now we will discuss what are the measures of dispersion. When we say dispersion, it is the state of getting dispersed or spread. In the area of assessment, the measure of dispersion, it is the one of important in descriptive statistic. The measures of dispersions indicate variability, spread, or scatter. Well, let's proceed to range. Range, it is the difference between the highest x and the lowest x scores in a distribution. When we say range, it is the difference between the highest and the lowest score when we distribution. To determine the range, we had the following example or following score. First is 9, 9, 9, 12, 12, 13, 15, 15, 17, 17, 18, 18, 20, 20, 20. The formula of range is high score subtract to lowest score. Our high score is 20 and our lowest score is 9. So 20 minus 9 is equal to 11. Now, to replace a high score in one of the scores, says that the last sherry and make it 50. So our range become 31. So our high score is 50, subtract to 9 is equal to 31. Variance and standard deviations. Class A, we have 22, 18, 16, 14, 12, 11, 9, 7, 6, 5. And class B, 16, 15, 15, 14, 12, 11, 11, 9, 9, 8. And class C, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. So, kung atong i-total sila by class, so ang answer nila is 123. 120. Same magyapon sila. And every class na siya 10 rows, 10 row. Kung ato sila kung ato i-total or ato i-divide ang total score, so ang answer is 12. Class A and Class B and Class A, they are same answer. When we call that capital quantity x minus x is the sum of the deviation scores from the mean, which is equal to 0. As such, we square each division score, then sum up all the squared division score and divide it by the number of cases. Kani siya nga yields, gitawag siya variance. Getting its square root is the standard deviations. So, kung magkuha tayo square root, muna siya ang standard deviations. The measure is generally defined by the formula. So, our formula is a squared is equal to capital quantity x minus m squared over n, where our a squared gitawag siya population's variance, and our m is population mean, and our x is the score in the distributions. Finding the square gives us this formula for the standard deviation, that is a is equal to square root of capital quantity x minus m squared over n, where a is the population standard deviations and our m is the population's mean, and our x is score in distributions. If we are dealing with the sample data on which to calculate an estimate of the following formula is used for such as statistic. Our formula is S is equal to square root of capital quantity x minus x squared is equal to n minus 1, where x is standard deviation, our x is equal to row score, and our x is mean score, and our n is the number of score in the distributions. Using the score in Class A and Class B, we can apply the formula. So, para makuha na itong score sa Class A and Class B, pwede tayo maka-apply of formula. So, we have naatay formula sa variance ug naputay formula sa standard deviations. Well, that's all my discussion. Then, let's proceed to the next discussion by Jane V. Noyna.
How does standard deviation relate to skewness? In the preceding discussion, we determined the skewness of a distribution only graphically. The standard deviation provides an application to determine the degree of skewness of test scores through coefficient of skewness. We have a skewness formula. Sk is equal to 3x quantity of x minus mdn over sd, where Sk is skewness, x is mean, mdn is median, and sd is standard deviation. Quartile. The quartiles are the three values that divide a set of scores into 4 equal parts, which 1/4 of the data values in each part. Quartile refers to one of the 4 equal parts into which a data set is divided. The first quartile is the value separating the lowest 25% of the data from the rest of the data set. The second quartile is the median of the data set, which separate the lowest 50% from the highest 50%. And last, the third quartile is the value separating the lowest 75% of the data from the rest of the data set. Decile. It divides the distribution into 10 equal parts. There are 9 deciles such that 10% of the distribution are equal or less than decile, 20% of scores are equal or less than decile and so on. A decile is a statistical term that refers to one of the 10 equal groups into which a population can be divided according to the distribution of values of a particular variable. In other words, it is a method of splitting up a set of ranked data into 10 equally large subsections. Percentile. It divides the distribution into 100 or equal parts in the same manner. For percentile, there are 99 percentiles such that 1% of the score are less than the first percentile, such as 1% of the scores are less than the first percentile, 2% of the score are less than the second percentile, and so on. Percentile is a statistical measure that indicates the value below which a certain percentage of the data in a dataset is found. What is coefficient of variation as a measure of relative dispersion? Is a measure of relative dispersion that expresses the standard deviation as a percentage of the mean. It is calculated by dividing the standard deviation by the mean and multiplying the result by 100. The coefficient of variation, or the curve, is a measure of relative event dispersion that equals to the ratio between the standard deviation and the mean. While it is most commonly used to compare relative risk, the curve may be applied to any type of quantitative likelihood and probability distribution.